How to sell your home in 2023. Hey guys, I'm Tim with the Tim Stout Group, and today I'm going to give you some tips on how to sell your home in 2023. The reason it's going to be important this year, a lot has changed over the last few years. Especially since the COVID buying frenzy happened. You could put your house on the market at almost any condition and sell it for top dollar. That's not what we're getting into. Inventory is starting to increase, buyer demand is starting to decrease. So that tells us one thing: we have to be show ready once we hit the market. And I'm going to give you a few tips, the ones that I use to get my home sold fast and for top dollar. Number one, a beautiful home is easier to market. So there are certain things that we can do to your house that allows it easier for me to market, because it doesn't matter if the property is horrible, no matter how well I market it, unless the price is extremely low, I'm not going to be able to get you top dollar for it. So a beautiful home will market a little better. So the first thing we have to talk about is staging. You possibly could hire a company to come in, and they're a group of experts, they're a group of professionals who come in and they know how things are supposed to flow. They know the colors, the palettes, the things that are really popular, the things that buyers are looking for. They can bring in new furniture, new pieces of art, flowers, and they can make it all flow really well. Or as simple as you can come somebody in and have a consultant where they move your furniture. They tell you what to put in storage. They tell you what to leave out. They tell you how to decorate your house so it can show the best. And one big thing is, remember, you're not staging it for yourself to purchase. You're staging it for the majority of buyers. What's the majority of the buyers looking for? And what are they needing when they come in to see a house, to fall in love with it, to make a great offer? And this is another reason the great realtor is going to come in. They're going to be in the market. They're going to be experienced, and they're going to know what that person is looking for. One big part of staging is decluttering, and while staging is an option, decluttering is not. One rule of thumb I like to use is when I come into a house is, if you do not use this mixer on a weekly basis, we need to put it up. Anything you do not use on a weekly basis, you need to store it, because you need some things in there to show that it's a home, but you don't need to show that it's your home. You need a home where they can come in and visualize their own things, their own items, their own appliances in the property, their own furniture. This is what staging does. It allows people's imagination to flow, what they could have, and it doesn't distract them from the home itself. Make sure you neaten up your closets. Garages are usually on hand, can be a little bit more cluttered unless you have it's a really good selling point. If your garage is a really good selling point, you need to have it just as pristine as the rest of the house. Other than that, a lot of garages can be used to store things in. Just make sure it's neat, presentable, and someone can come in there and see what they need to see in the garage. But closets, buyers are always looking in closets, because that's where their clothes go. That's where their things go. So they're always interested. So it's really important that you you don't let it look so packed in that when they see it, they think, well, my clothes are going to be packed in here. Is this enough room? You want to limit to the items that you have in the closet, so it looks like you have extra space. You make it look neat, so the buyer can imagine their things in that closet. Deep clean. Deep clean is huge, and it's one of my non-negotiables. And no matter how clean the house is, it's really important to bring in a professional, someone who does it for a living, to come through the house and put their deep clean on it. Because as humans, things become normal, things become natural. So the mess that I normally have in the corner of my closet or in the corner of the kitchen where I put my dishes, it's normal to me for that to be there. But a professional comes in, they're going to look at it from a clean eye, from a clean slate, and recognize that's not supposed to be like that. And they're going to clean a little better and go a little deeper than you can. And that's one big thing that's going to allow it to show really good. Because another thing cleaning does is take away smells. Smells are one of the number one turnoffs for buyers, and we've got to eliminate that with a good cleaning. Curb appeal. You only get one time to make a great first impression. As soon as, what I tell my sellers is the mailbox. The mailbox needs to look clean. It needs to have fresh flowers, fresh paint, and maybe even a fresh post. Because when I am riding down 123 Main Street and I'm looking on the mailboxes for that 123, when I see the 123, I need it to be clear. I need it to be clean. From that point, I start imagining, I start looking, I see fresh flowers. That's inviting, that's welcoming. I pull into the driveway. It's a fresh pressure washed driveway, and I see a beautiful manicured lawn. I see fresh pine straw or mulch, and I see flowers. I see a pressure washed house. I see a house that I can imagine myself in. I see a house that I can live in. I'm thinking about living life there. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to have to do to the lawn what I'm going to have to do to the flower beds, pressure washing. I'm not thinking of dirty. I'm thinking of how can I live in here? And it's really important when prepping your home to sell. Another tip, we've got it staged, we've got it clean, we've got the curb appeal pop, and everything looks great. Now, you have to have expectations. If you've heard anything about the last 2 to 3 years of what's going on in the real estate market, it's been bananas. It has been smoking hot, everything's selling fast, multiple offers, and you can sell about anything. That's changing. The market has adjusted. Average time on market in my area is close to 2 weeks. So it's 14 days. It went from 3 days to 14 days. Inventory is starting to creep up. So buyers have more options. So they don't have to overpay for your house. They don't have to come in over asking for your house. So you need to understand what the market's going. If I was giving this expectation talk to a client now, my talk would be like, the homes are sitting on the market a little bit longer. In about 3 weeks, we're going to know if we're priced appropriately. If we are not getting offers, we know that we're not priced appropriately, and we're going to have to start decreasing the prices every couple of weeks until we can start getting bites. Because my job is to sell your house for the most amount. If your home sits on the market for 60 to 90 days, we quit getting competitive offers and we only get lowball offers. So we have to stop that by slowly decreasing the price until we start getting bites. That's where we know where the market's going to be. And sellers have to know that we have to make concessions. We may have to be paying closing costs. We may have to do a home warranty. We may have to close more on the buyer's terms. And that's okay because it's not abnormal. What we're dealing with right now is a normal market, not a extremely hot seller's market. It's normal. So we have to embrace that and we have to have a plan around that and move forward. Hiring a real estate agent, this is probably the most important one because they're the one that should be advising you on all the things that I've already mentioned. They need to be hyper-local expert. And what I mean by hyper-local is you can watch the news and find out what's happening across the nation. You can even watch the news and find out what's happening in the state. But we need hyper-local. What is happening in your county, in your city, what is happening in your neighborhood, because those things matter. If the county's average price per square foot is $120 a square foot, but in your neighborhood it's $144 a square foot, you need an agent who knows that neighborhood. You need an agent who knows what those homes are selling for. You need an agent who knows how to market that house. Your agent needs to be super proactive. They need to be doing multiple different types of marketing. They need to be mailboxes, social media, videos, YouTube, anything they can do to get it out there. They need to be using a professional photographer, a professional videographer, drone if that property requires it. It's really important that you get the best picture, the best what that house is to as many people as possible. It's because the more people I can see the house, the more prospective buyers I have. But I need to present them a very clean looking house, a very nice house, one they can imagine themselves in. And a skilled agent is going to help you come up with listing price based off comparables, based off the market, and based off trends. What we just come in from a hot market, it's hard to pull comparables for the past 6 months because this extremely hot market is still in there. So when we use comparables from there, it's going to improve our property more than it's probably going to sell for. Not that property prices are decreasing, but people are not paying over asking now. So it brings it down to normal, what it should be, not what it was going for. So you need to make sure you have an agent who is super focused on the trend, super focused on what homes are selling for and how to market that house. Marketing isn't cut as dry as it used to be. Used to, you put a sign in the yard, somebody come through with an iPhone or a flip phone, take a couple pictures, put it on the MLS puts it everywhere and then they sit around and wait. That is not the market we're dealing with now. There are so many competitive agents who come in there and they do a great job marketing. They do a great job negotiating. So you need to make sure you have one of those agents representing you so they can guide you all the way from the first meeting. If this is what I would do to make the home show better, this is how I would price it to ensure you get the most amount of money, and this is how we're going to market it to make sure we get the most feet through this door. Hey guys, if you're wondering what your house would sell for in today's market, click the link below. And we'll have 2 links. One, what your home would sell for in a normal market, and what you could get for a cash offer. A cash offer is a convenient way that a lot of sellers are selling their house fast as is, and they're able to move on to the next chapter a little faster with a little less hassle. But you do make a little less money, but sometimes you have to trade price for convenience. Guys, remember, who you work with matters, and have a great day.